Hello everyone, my name is Sahil and I welcome you all at Unacademy. So guys, in the today's video, we are going to discuss about World Economic Forum 2023 meet which has recently been concluded in Davos, Switzerland. So we are going to see what are the key takeaways out of this World Economic Forum meet and what are the important initiatives etc. that has been announced there. Now, let's start with this particular video. So first of all guys, World Economic Forum. So World Economic Forum, now this meet is held in Switzerland in the city of Davos. Okay, so here you can see that we have Switzerland. So let's also see the neighbors of Switzerland. So here we see that we have France. Okay, then here we have Germany. Then here we have Liechtenstein. Then we have Italy. So these are the countries which border Switzerland, and within Switzerland there is the city of Davos, and in the town of Davos this World Economic Forum meet is held. Now the theme of 2023 WEF meet that was there, it was cooperation in a fragmented world. So we see this particular thing guys, that now the world has been fragmented on many levels. First of all, we see that Russia-Ukraine war is going on, and as Russia-Ukraine war is going on, we have seen that the West and USA, West, we see this particular thing that the West and USA, they have clearly supported Ukraine, whereas China has supported Russia. So this is the fragmentation in world. Moreover, we also see fragmentation at other levels. For example, developing and developed countries. Recently, India has also led Voice of Global South Cooperation Summit. It was also symbolic of that how developing countries want to raise their voice against the developed countries, which often doesn't cooperate on climate, trade negotiations, etc. So we see the fragmentations in the world and how better cooperation can be brought in such fragmented world. This was the major focus of World Economic Forum 2023 meet. Now, let's discuss more about the World Economic Forum. So guys, when we talk about the World Economic Forum, it is an international non-governmental organization based in Geneva. Okay, and this is the brainchild of Klaus Schwab. Klaus Schwab. Now, Klaus Schwab is a German economist. So he has this particular idea that the global titans, world leaders, CEOs, civil societies, NGOs, they should come together and they should discuss about the global issues. So guys, here we see this thing that in this forum, political leaders, fine, business leaders, CEOs, cultural organizations, civil societies, fine, regional organizations, etc. They come together and they discuss on global agenda. Now, World Economic Forum, earlier it was known as European Management Forum and its name was changed in 1987. Okay, and one more idea I want to tell you guys here today. We see that we often use the word fourth industrial revolution. Fourth industrial revolution, which is the revolution led by artificial intelligence, machine learning, okay, driverless cars. So this word fourth industrial revolution was also coined in World Economic Forum earlier. Okay, so the annual meet is held at Davos. So therefore, sometimes World Economic Forum meet, it is also called as the Davos Summit. So India also represented itself in WEF as well. Now, WEF, World Economic Forum, is also known for some of its iconic publications, iconic reports that it publishes, and even these reports have been asked in the examinations. So let's see briefly what reports are published by WEF. So it releases Global Competitiveness Report. In this global competitiveness report, it judges that how the competitiveness in the world countries, find how the trade competitiveness fine is, what are the situations or scenarios in the wake of competitiveness. Then secondly, Global Environment Performance Index. So it ranks the countries on the basis of steps that they have taken for environmental conservation. Recently, this a kind of a controversy also got created on Global Environmental Performance Index. Why? Because India was ranked 180 out of 180 countries. Fine, and India said that basically the report is based on some kind of parameters which doesn't takes in account the efforts that India has taken. Then Inclusive Development Index, fine. Then Human Capital Index. Okay, so what efforts have been made on leveraging the human capital vis-a-vis their skill sets and all such kind of things. Then global gender gap report, which measures the different gender gaps. Okay, chief economist outlook, which tracks that what is going to be the economic scenario in the world in the coming times. And this chief economist outlook has specifically provided that for 2023 chief outlook, global outlook looks very weak, and 2/3 of the global countries, they are going to see a recessionary trend. Then global risk report, okay, which measures the risks such as the environmental risk, socio-political risks, fine, and all such kind of things. And then global travel and tourism report, which measures the tourism, which measures the trends with respect to the tourism in different countries, etc. So the names are self-explanatory as what these reports are publishing. So these are the most important reports that are published by WEF. Okay, now moving on, as what are the key takeaways for 2023. Okay, now before moving in that, I would like to tell you about Unacademy's UPSC CSE GS courses. So first of all, why to choose Unacademy? Because here you get widest choice of educators, flexibility to change your course, unlimited view on lectures, dedicated doubt solving session, printed comprehensive notes, end-to-end preparation, taking care of all the stages of exam, right from the prelims to personality test, that is interview, live mentorship, daily answer writing practice session for the mains examination. And now Unacademy is celebrating the on the occasion of Republic Day, Unacademy has come out with the Republic Day offer, where you can avail flat 20% discount on all UPSC CSE subscriptions. So 24-month subscription is available at 20% discount, fine, and you can avail these discounts by using the educator code Sahil29. So all the courses 20% discount, flat discount is being offered if you use the code. Now Unacademy is also launching the Arambh batch, which is going to be a comprehensive batch oriented at 2024 attempt. It will be a bilingual batch, and the batch is starting from 27th January, where India's top educators are going to conduct the course. And also Unacademy is launching Strengthen Your Basics with NCERT. In this particular course, you will get 120 hours of classes covering NCERTs from 6th to 12th, and you can enroll in the course, and early bird offer could be availed here as well. And on the top of it, all these courses can be availed at 0% EMI. You can give a call at this number and my team will guide you with the bare minimum formalities that are there. Okay, and Unacademy is also launching the offline center in Rajendra Nagar. Now moving on. So what are the important takeaways in this particular direction? So first important takeaway we are going to see is on climate front. Now as we talk about the climate front, so an initiative has been started here, that is giving to amplify earth action, giving to amplify earth action. Now guys, understand this thing, that there are many of the philanthropic organization such as the Bill and Melinda Gates organization, okay, then the Rockefeller Foundation has also involved in a lot of philanthropic activities. Okay, now the point is that we want to increase the quantum of philanthropic contributions. Philanthropic contributions quantum is to be increased, and whatever philanthropic contribution is coming out of that a majority chunk of contribution should go towards the climate change, because we see that the worst sufferers of the climate change are the poor countries, underdeveloped countries, and largely the small island nations whose actual contribution in emissions have been negligible. So in order to undo that justice, giving to amplify earth action has been launched. Now under this particular initiative, it has been provided that basically it will be this initiative will try to generate at least $3 trillion in philanthropic actions that is needed to tackle the climate change and nature loss. Now understand this particular thing, guys, that when we talk about the present philanthropic contributions that are coming, just 2% of the contributions out of the total philanthropic contributions, they have went for climate change. though the other 98% is also going for some important purposes, but climate change is the most urgent, it is the most urgent thing. So we need to enhance the philanthropic contribution. $3 trillion are needed to be collected, and the contribution for climate change also needed to be increased. Now here I just want to discuss one very important idea, that is the idea of stakeholder capitalism, which is going to be important for GS paper number 4 as well as GS paper number 3 environment. Okay, so I told you that this World Economic Forum was founded by Klaus Schwab. So Klaus Schwab has pioneered the idea of stakeholder capitalism. Now stakeholder capitalism is that kind of capitalism which looks beyond profit, it doesn't looks into short term outcomes, rather it has a long term outlook. Okay, so it focuses on long term outlook, it focuses on value creation, and it focuses that how all the stakeholders and society at large can benefit out of capitalism. So it shifts the idea of single bottom line of profit, it shifts idea from single bottom line of profit to triple bottom line. What is triple bottom line? Triple bottom line means that it means that a business should have three priorities. Number one, profit. Number two, planet. And number three, people. So this is the triple bottom line, and the stakeholder capitalism talks about triple bottom line, moving beyond just the profit, Okay, so here we see this thing that as Giving to Amplify Earth Action initiative is there, and as it is talking about bringing more philanthropic contributions, the corporate also need to enhance their philanthropic contribution in line with the idea of stakeholder capitalism. So that is about it. And now moving to the next initiative that has been launched here. So apart from that, Coalition of Trade Ministers on Climate has also been launched. Now guys, understand this particular thing, that first of all, in past 3 years, fine, international trade has dipped a lot. There are many reasons for that particular thing. Number one, because of pandemic and lockdowns that were announced around the world, we have seen that the global trade came down. Then we see this particular thing, that global fragmentation is also going on because of the Russia-Ukraine war. Because of that also global trade came down. Then we see this particular thing, China's zero COVID strategy. Because of which China has imposed strict lockdowns. Because of that particular thing also, the Chinese basically the Chinese exports got reduced, and it also impacted the global trade. And fourthly guys, we see this particular thing, that global economic outlook is not good, and because of that particular thing also the trade has come down. Now it has been provided that we need to enhance the trade again, but at the same time trade needs to be enhanced in such a way that it doesn't puts negative impact on climate, negative impact on environment. First of all, when we talk about enhancing the trade, economy often has been pitted against environment. For example, even when we talk about the transportation, okay, it has carbon footprint, manufacturing has its own carbon footprint, so economy often has been pitted against environment. But this Coalition of Trade Ministers on Climate, it wants that we want to enhance global trade, we want to promote the trade policies, but will promote trade in such a way that it helps climate change also. Such trade enhancement should not be going against the environment, should not pollute more. Okay, it should not pollute. Okay, now this particular coalition is open to all the interested countries. Whosoever want, they can join this Coalition of Trade Ministers on Climate, and up till now 15 ministers from 27 jurisdictions have joined it. Okay, fine. India is not a part of this Coalition of Trade Ministers on Climate till this time. Now moving to the next, the initiatives that have been taken on economic front. So now first of all guys, this particular World Economic Forum, it has observed this particular thing, that basically US and European Union are beyond the risk of recession. Now earlier it was said that the recession is very real, but that risk is going down. This risk is going down. Moreover, at the same time, we see this thing, that here if you remember, I have shown you that zero COVID policy of China was very much have been a significant contributor in economic slowdown. But now what has happened? China has ended its strict zero COVID policy, and China is going to open up more. Because of this particular thing, also we see this particular thing that further collaboration or further trade in the global countries is going to get increased. Now we see this particular thing that the central banks of the different countries, for example, Federal Reserve of USA. So central banks, for them, major priority right now is keeping interest rates high so that inflation could be controlled, inflation could be reduced. Now understand this particular thing, guys, that as COVID-19 came, the countries, they gave huge fiscal stimulus. They gave huge fiscal stimulus, and as a huge fiscal stimulus was announced, a lot of money, cheap money entered in the system. And because of that particular thing, we have seen that inflation also increased. Inflation also increased. That was an issue. Now basically, as now the central banks are reversing its policy and are now more interested in keeping interest rates high so that inflation can be kept in control. India is even following that particular strategy. Okay, now as China is opening up, we see this particular thing that over the past 3 years, China's energy consumption was low. But now China's energy consumption will also increase because China has finally ended its zero COVID policy. And in the world, we see that anyhow energy shortages are going on because of Russia-Ukraine war. Okay, so the prices, energy prices might go up. This is an observation that has been made at World Economic Forum. And then World Economic Forum also expressed this particular dimension that the richer countries such as the US, the countries of European Union, they are still following inward-looking policies where they are not very much eager to interact with the other countries such as China vis-a-vis their trade is concerned. Now, see this particular thing that in the aftermath of COVID-19 pandemic, decoupling got started. What was this decoupling? Is to become self-reliant as important critical supply chains are concerned. Okay, for example, USA realized this particular thing that they have become overly dependent on China. Their own industrial base vis-a-vis critical inputs are there. It has become very much small. So now what they are doing, they are focusing inwards. They are protecting their own industries, their own workers. They are going for energy sufficiency. They are ensuring that if supply lines are to be based in some other country, it should be based in those countries with which they have convergences. Even you might have heard the word that has often been in news, friend shoring. Friend shoring. What is the friend shoring? Is that if you want to, if your supply chains are biased out of your country, it should be in those countries which are your friend. So point is that inward lookingness is still there. Okay, free flow of trade that was there, it is not going to be achieved in near time soon. Okay, now this policy direction where the developed countries are becoming inward looking, where developed countries are becoming self-reliant, it is going to impact the developing economies because this is a kind of a deglobalization that is now coming. Okay, now guys, here I have used the word recessionary trends. Okay, we have used the word recessionary trends. So what do we mean by that? A small concept of economy I would like to discuss with you because on such kind of a things questions are asked. So guys, what do we understand by business cycle? So business cycle is the rise and fall of economic activity that occur over a time in an economy. So for endless time, economy cannot go up, or always economy will also not go down. So when we talk about economy behaves in a particular pattern, and this pattern is called as business cycle. And this pattern is something like this, that there will be the expansion of economy will grow, economic indicators will go up, manufacturing will go up, GDP will go up, fine, and then there will be a peak. On the peak, fine, there will be a kind of a saturation that will come, and then recession will start where economic growth will go down, fine, economic growth will go down, GDP numbers will go down, and then a prolonged recession is called as a depression, where the negative growth rate will be achieved. Then there will be the trough and then recovery, then again expansion, peak. So this is business cycle. So this is all about it. Now there are some other initiatives also that have been launched here, and in this capacity we see that global collaboration village has been launched at World Economic Forum. Now, what is this global collaboration village? It is a metaverse platform of World Economic Forum, WEF. Now, first of all, guys, when we talk about the metaverse, what is metaverse? Metaverse is a virtual world. Metaverse is a virtual. Now, this world is a physical world. Metaverse is a virtual world. Fine, where you will find that entirely a different segment of different world is there. You can interact with other people. You can interact with the avatars of different people. Okay, so we have a metaverse. So what has happened? Basically, a metaverse of the Davos, a metaverse has been launched, which will look similar to Davos town. Okay, and here people, different people, business leaders can collaborate with each other. So rather than physically visiting Davos, you can visit Davos in virtual reality, that is the metaverse platform. So this metaverse is called as global village, global collaboration village. Is it clear? So you can think of metaverse like a big online playground where you can do a lot of things. You can play games, you can chat with people, you can explore new places. And when we talk about metaverse, metaverse is far more immersive. Metaverse uses the combination of virtual reality, augmented reality. Fine. Now, what is augmented reality? So few years back, guys, this particular game Pokemon became very popular. So here you will open your mobile phone's camera, and on the real world, whatever the point of view your mobile phone is capturing, on that you will see the photographs of these Pokemons. So what has happened? Fine, some fictional characters have been superimposed on this real world. Fictional character has been superimposed on this real world. This is augmented reality, a technology that superimposes an image onto a user's view of the real world. Fine, and will enhance it with tactile touch, sound, etc. Okay, so it is combination of real scene. Here you can see that a real scene is being viewed in camera, and then there will be the virtual scene that will be superimposed on this real scene. So augmented reality, fine, and there virtual reality is also used in metaverse. Now, what is virtual reality? Virtual reality is an entirely computer generated simulation, 3D computer generated simulation. You will be wearing special kind of gears, for example these goggles, and you will enter in a world which is entirely in 3D. You will see a computer generated world, and by special kind of gloves, by special kind of hand gears, you'll interact here. Okay, so we see this thing that the metaverse, it uses the combination of virtual reality, augmented reality, and it is super immersive. It looks hyper real. So basically the model of Davos town has been developed, which is called as the global collaboration village. It will facilitate year-round collaboration of different leaders. Okay, so guys, these are all the key takeaways from this entire World Economic Forum meet. So that is all, guys, about this video. I hope that you have understood and you have liked the video. If you have liked the video, please do hit like button. Please do leave your comments and please do subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much.